So what do you think about Ron Paul?
I think Ron Paul is a very sensible man. He believes in some strange things. He's very religious, but his overwhelming belief in the Constitution is more important to me than whatever religious beliefs that he has to have, to get him through his day or chooses to subscribe to or whatever. For whatever reason he believes in, creationism and a lot of those other things. He doesn't believe in the theory of evolution. There's a lot of things that he doesn't believe in. It's fine with me. That doesn't bother me because his belief in the Constitution and his belief in what America really should be, that we shouldn't be the police of the world, that we shouldn't be wasting all our resources in all these different countries, that we should be strengthening up our country, our inner cities, our structures, our business, our manufacturing, pull all that resources in and stop giving it to all these fucking gigantic war companies. Because that's what they are. They're war profiteers. And the war profiteers have hijacked the whole system. And the pharmaceutical companies have hijacked the fucking drug laws so that there's a disproportionate amount of people that want things that are in jail because they want them, because they're not sanctioned by the government. And they become nonviolent drug offenders when, they could just get the prescription pill for them and they'd be just as fucked up and fine. They can't choose to do what they want to do. The whole package is bought and sold. So when you step in, if you're a president, a presidential candidate, who the fuck you are, man, good luck. Good luck fixing this mess. Good luck fixing this tangled fishing line.
It's pretty amazing watching the debates and anybody that speaks that besides Ron Paul, it's like total bullshit. Everybody, just nothing but bullshit. And then Ron Paul, that's like a real dude who's breaking it down. Yeah. Honestly, he his whole drug policy, that takes big balls to come out like that with his drug policy. You know what I mean? And
well, there's evidence in other countries. Portugal, less people are addicted to drugs, less people are involved in prostitution because they made it legal. They made drugs legal. They just said, fuck it, let's just decriminalize the whole package.
And that's what Ron Paul wants to do.
So it should be, man. You can't nanny state the fucking world. Keep it from your kids. Keep it from your communities, And, if people are selling it, if they're pushing it, if you feel like, you can keep them out of your community, man. They're criminals. You should get rid of them. But for people who have it, let them do whatever the fuck they want, man. Let them do whatever they want. That's how it should be. If they're not hurting you, let them do it. Let them do everything. Let them try heroin. I think it's stupid. You want to do it? Go ahead. I support it. I don't want my kids to do it. I'm going to try to educate them as much as possible. Stay the fuck away from heroin. But ultimately, they can get it. They can get it anyway.
Who are you going to vote for?
Ghostbusters.
No, that's who you're going to call, Brian.
Vote for him also.
Herman Cain, just for a goof.
Not Ron Paul?
I think the whole thing's rigged. I'll vote for Ron Paul. Sure, I'll vote for Ron Paul. But, Ron Paul is probably not going to get into the position to be the Republican nominee. So I have to register as a Republican, which is just gross.
Do you think they're going out of their way, the media, to ignore him?
Sure, of course they are. I saw one show, this was the most hilarious version of it. They were talking about how Mitt Romney at the time and Rick Perry were battling out for the second and third spot. So battling out for number 2 and number 3. And then they started going into this whole battle between number 2 and number 3 and what Mitt Romney needs to do and what Rick Perry needs to do. All the while ignoring Ron Paul because he was number 1. They didn't even talk about Ron. They just talked about these two dudes battling out for 2 and 3 and who's going to emerge.
Why do you think the media is ignoring him?
Because he's not media-centric. He doesn't do anything that all these giant corporations want. Everything that he says is like utopia, dream state where the military-industrial complex doesn't really have control over Congress and the politicians and everyone at the top of the heap. But they really do. They really do. So what happens when he gets in place? What happens when they put him in office and and then they go, we're going to do what? We're going to get out of Afghanistan? The fuck we are. Sit down, dude. And then what happens?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Does he go on TV and tell it, everybody? They were just going to get him killed. I mean, what's going to happen then? Is it going to be revealed that we actually live in a 100% complete police state? And now, unfortunately, because of Mr. Paul's death, the bullshit facade gets dropped and we just fucking march people into camps?
Don't you think they should